This is Kiwi. She is a 1-year-old female spayed domestic short hair, and today we were performing an ear cleaning on her. So the way we do ear cleanings at my hospital with cats is we actually do not put the cleaner directly into their ear canal from the bottle just because it seems to bother them a little bit more than dogs. So what we do at my hospital is we pour a pretty liberal amount onto the cotton ball, and then we place it in the ear and squeeze what's in the cotton ball into their ear canal, and then do the typical steps from there. So I put it onto the cotton ball, squeezed it in, and then massaged it around. And now I'm just gently kind of wiping out all of the discharge that is in there from her ear infection. In her right ear here, her infection isn't very bad at all. We were more just cleaning it out, trying to get any debris out that we could. She actually has an ear polyp in her left ear, which has left her prone to getting more infections. But as you'll see with her left ear, we can't clean it very aggressively due to the polyp getting irritated and bleeding. We're using the Triz Keto Ear Cleaner, which is good for yeast and infections like that. Yeah, so there I am, just lightly massaging the canal now that it's in there and allowing her to shake some of it out. And then I will go in with another piece of cotton and just lightly wipe everything out and get it nice and clean and dry for her. When medicating a cat's ears, first we have Trazodone here for Callie. She has an ear infection. It is drops, so I just gently put in 3 to 4 drops as prescribed into each ear, and then try and keep her from shaking for a second and massage it in to make sure it gets down to the ear canal, and then repeat in the other ear. She was not a fan of this, but I was able to massage it in a little bit, so we do believe it got all the way down in there, which is what we want for this medication. This is Binks. She is a 2.5-year-old female spayed domestic short hair, and we had her in today for a nail trim. So we have her in lateral recumbency here just because it gives us good visualization and control of all of her limbs and allows good control of their head. And with cats, for nail trims, what you are going to want to do is just grab their paw and lightly pop their claw out since they are retractable, and then visualize the quick and just lightly trim off the extra at the top. And I will repeat this with all 4 paws, and then she will be good and ready to go. Okay, we have Kiwi. She is a female spayed domestic short hair, and we will be doing a venipuncture on her today, and I will be restraining for that. We are going to be using her right front cephalic vein just because she doesn't typically do well on her side. So what I'm doing here, we have her in sternal recumbency. She is nice and nuzzled up in her towel there, so I'm just keeping control of her head. I take my hand and lightly extend her arm and elbow with my fingers and then hold off the vein with my thumb to allow my technician to go ahead and perform the venipuncture. And then after, I will hold off for a minimum 30 seconds. This is Theodore, a male neutered domestic shorthair, and with him I will be demonstrating how to wrap a kitty up in a towel for restraint, which is really good for exams and everything. So I just left him standing because I can still get control of them this way for an exam or something like that. So I just lightly wrap the towel all around his body and his head, and then kind of hold on to the top of the towel and then restrain his neck like so. This is Theodore, and with him today we will be palpating his peripheral pulses to get his heart rate. So what I'm doing here is I am feeling the medial aspect of his thigh, trying to find his pulse. Once I find it, I hold gentle pressure and count his pulses for 15 seconds and then multiply that by 4. His heart rate today was 180. This is Theodore, and we were getting a rectal temperature on him today, so I went ahead and put the cover on our thermometer, and then we dunk it into the lube and get a liberal amount on there. Then I locate his anus, and I go ahead and put the thermometer in far enough to where I can get an accurate reading. I press the button on the thermometer and wait a moment for it to read, and we did end up getting a temperature of 100.8 on him, which is good. After confirming it is the right patient, I gently remove Theodore from his cage, being mindful of his head. In this clip, I will be returning Theodore back to his cage. So I check that it is his cage and open it gently with him in my arms, and then I carefully place him back into it. And then close the door lightly behind me. I am hand pilling Minion here, in which I lightly grab her head, open her mouth, and then put the pill in the back of her mouth. Then I flush with some water to make sure she has no irritation. This is Minion, and today I will be auscultating her chest. So first I'm going to do her respiration rate. So for that, I place my stethoscope on her side, and my other hand is on her abdomen area to feel her breaths, and then I count for 15 seconds. And her respiration rate was around 36 today. And then I listen to her heart, make sure that sounds okay. And then I listen to all of her lung fields, make sure I don't hear any crackles or wheezes. I do that on both sides of her chest, making sure everything sounds okay. And then I will also place my stethoscope on her throat area to make sure I don't hear any upper airway noise. And everything sounded good with her today.